Salutations, beautiful people. Salutations. Today I am going to help you guys create your detox, fasting, cleansing survival kit. If you're going to try to fast or if you're going to try to cleanse or detox Dr. Sebi's way, then you know that Dr. Sebi told us just stop eating. Just stop eating. The list that everybody has. The list is basically it is a maintenance plan. Your digestive tract is the key to your life. A heck of a lot of your immunity is in your gut. This is the inside of the digestive tract here. And you see here those little tiny finger-like projections all throughout the inside of the tubing of the intestines. You see that there, right? Okay, so these little villi have anatomy. Okay, the anatomy. And the anatomy shown here is that thick tube that's going down the middle. That is a lacteal. And that lacteal is actually an extension of the dun 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 lymphatic system. That's correct. And you see there you've got the same structure of the circulatory system as well. So the red is going to be the oxygenated and the blue is going to be the deoxygenated. So you saw how many tiny finger-like projections. I mean, your intestines are lined with it. Lined with villi. And villi, they increase the surface area. They increase the surface area so that your body has a greater opportunity of absorbing as many nutrients as possible. Okay? And what happens when you eat the wrong things is it gets caked up in between those little finger-like projections. So all the stuff, the cakey stuff, the sticky stuff, the thick stuff, the viscous stuff, the starches, okay, that Dr. Sebi told us about, they're all getting trapped. Then you have irritants going through there. You have things in sodas like aspartame. You have corn that has been genetically modified. It's not the good stuff that our ancestors used to eat back in the day. It's been spliced. It's Roundup ready. It doesn't even allow Mother Earth's natural things to grow beside it. We've got to really, really be more mindful. And I'm not telling you that if corn is one of your favorite things to eat, to never eat it again. There are good compounds found in everything. Everything has to come up together, the good and the bad. But the main thing is you've got to listen to your body. And you know when your body is tired. You know when your body is sick. And you know when your body is ready to detox. You know this. Since we all know this and we're practicing being mindful and listening to our bodies, then you got to get ready. You got to detox. Cheap, quick ways to detox. I got some things for y'all. If you're going to do this Dr. Sebi's way, Dr. Sebi recommends that you just stop eating. Okay. Of course, I'm not going to recommend that to anybody. You've got to know your health concerns. You've got to know, you've got to work with a physician so that they can keep a check on you, because not eating really can prove to be problematic for a lot of people. You've got to be strong in your mind. You've got to be able to think those happy thoughts. The mind is the key to healing. It really, truly is. Get with a doctor who understands your goals. If you tell your doctor that I want to fast, and your doctor tells you, no, you ought to be eating steak and a good sandwich and things like that, then that doctor does not care about you and your goals. That doctor wants you to do things their way. So what you need to do is get with a doctor who is actually listening to you, and they actually want to support you in your goals. So with that being said and out of the way, let's go ahead and get into it. So first of all, safety first. Safety first. You want to stay hydrated. Staying hydrated, it flushes the pipes. Flushing the pipes, keeping enough water in here. This is a water planet. Mother Earth, our mother is water. Okay? Earth is just a few patches on this ball of water and this globe of water, which is pretty awesome and cool. So, if mother is predominantly water, then so should we be as well. When we're hydrated, we look younger, our bodies function more optimally. You know, your cells pucker, your skin is more strong and protective because dry equals cracks and openings. If you are going to go the route of not eating and you're working with your physician, because I did not tell you to stop eating, okay? Sea moss. I love sea moss. Sea moss is doing so much for my life right now. Mermaid water. You've got to check. You've got to keep a check on yourself. So, one of the best ways to keep a check on yourself is to invest in a glucometer. Okay? The glucometer itself is only like $10. And you can get it from Walmart. You're going to need some strips to test. You're going to need a lancer. You're going to need some lancets, which are these. The needle, the actual needle. And I got micro thin, and I'm going to show you in a second, because I'm going to check my sugar. So the way that you check your sugar is this. Okay, you see this? It's just a very simple machine. It's not much to it. It's not hard. I mean, it's not hard at all. So what you're going to do is you are going to take a strip and you are going to put it in the machine. Once you put the strip into the machine, that is going to tell the machine to come on. You see there, down there, is a little drop of blood that's blinking, and that's letting you know to put your drop of blood there. This particular machine, you are going to make sure that it's fastened down. You see that there? You can turn it. Make sure it's turned and that it's flush with the machine, because this is going to dictate the length of the needle. But for now, we want to put the needle in the machine. So you're going to pull this whole top part off of the machine. And you see here, I already have a needle in here. You see how tiny it is. It looks huge on the camera, but it is so, so tiny. You can purchase a sharps container, or you can do it the cheapy way. So you see this circle on the top of the actual needle, the lancet? Well, you're going to take this needle that you've already used and you're going to stick it in here. So, watch what I'm saying. I am going to put this needle that I've already used into this. Just like that, you see? And I'm going to sit it down on a flat surface. This is my needle, so it's not that serious. My finger is a flat surface now. And I'm going to push it down. You see? Just like that. The needle is secure in there. So we are going to pull it out. Flip it over. Put the other lancet in there. Pushed it in. Now we're going to twist it off. And this needle, I bought these. These came extra. These are the micro thin lancets. And they are even smaller than the other needle. So they give you 10 of the ultra thin lancets, but I purchased the micro thin. So the micro thin are even smaller. Once you've got your needle in there, you want to go ahead and put your dial back on top of the machine. And it just easily snaps in like that. So if you want more needle in your finger, you're going to leave it just like this. If I turn it, it puts more distance away from your finger. The most distance away from your finger. I went ahead and turned it all the way. So once you've got that set up, don't take too long or your machine will cut off. You see, mine has already timed out. So what I'm going to do, pull the strip out, put the strip back in, and we're back in business. You're going to pick a finger, and you really want to go on the sides because it's the least sensitive. But I have worked with clients who have told me that it hurts more there. And most of them are people who are long-term diabetics and the sides of their fingers are worn out. The tips of their fingers have actually feel less pain than the sides. Really unfortunate. So you're going to clean with an alcohol pad. You can use alcohol and cotton ball, whatever, just clean it. Now I'm pushing the machine close to my skin, as close to my skin as I possibly can, and now I'm just going to press the button and you'll hear it release the needle. And so you see that I barely felt. I barely felt it. So I'm just going to squeeze and milk my finger. So you see there, I did prick myself. There's a little drop of blood there. And then I'm going to wipe away the first drop of blood. Okay? Wipe away the first drop because it's got alcohol in it. And you want a more accurate reading. So, I'm going to now that's it. And put the machine flat while it reads. Okay, so my sugar is rarely over 100, but it's 104 right now. I want to check my sugar for a while before I start my fast because I need to establish a baseline. In order to get a baseline of what your blood glucose level should be, you need to check your sugar in the morning before you eat anything. You want to check your pH in the morning before you eat or drink anything. You want to keep a log. Then after you eat something and drink something, you want to check your pH. Check your sugar. And go on throughout the day like that. Also, another thing that you truly want to do, besides checking your sugar, is check your blood pressure. It even comes with a little log. That's great. A daily blood pressure log. And it's this one was one of the cheaper ones that I had seen. It gives you an instruction manual, and in case you're like me and you don't want to read, it gives you a quick start guide, and it's telling you what to do and what not to do in order to check your blood pressure correctly. They've got a 1-800 number up here. It has just a little spot here on the back for you to put your batteries in. It's nothing fancy. Comes with the batteries. Batteries are in. It's already talking. It's already talking. If you have a larger arm, where this cuff does not fit correctly, then you're going to get a false reading. It's going to be a falsely high reading. So you're going to want to go for the wrist monitor instead. If the cuff is too big for your arm, then you're going to get a false low reading. So you want to make sure that the blood pressure cuff is fitting correctly. And they also have a little card here that's showing you exactly what to do and how to check your blood pressure correctly. All I'm going to do here, as you see, is so simple. They make it so easy for you, for us. And you see it's a little hole there on the side. It's only one. Pop that in there and we're ready to go. It's even a little gauge here that's showing you where to line up your artery. And you have a pulse right here. You take these two fingers. You don't want to check it with any other finger because you've got a pulse running, especially through your thumb. You don't want to check it with your thumb. You have a pulse here. You want to find your pulse with these two fingers. And mine is right there. So I'm going to put my cuff on. Line up with my pulse here. And they make it easy. They make it easier because this type of sleeve makes it easier to put on yourself when it's already cuffed over. If it's not already cuffed over, it's going to be a little difficult to put it on yourself. So, I've got this lined up with my artery. And now I'm just going to close this over. Now, if I had a little table here so that my arm could be parallel to my heart, resting, not holding it out straight because this is going to give a false reading. Your arm needs to be resting at heart level. But for now, I'm just going to do it this way. I'm pressing the start button. Okay, so there goes my blood pressure. The blood pressure is pretty good. The pulse is high. So, my pulse, this is pretty good for my pulse. At the beginning of this year, I could barely get my pulse down below 113 beats per minute ever. And it's just now getting to this point. And I can really, really thank meditation and CMOS. You see how simple this is. It's nothing but putting your arm in there and pressing a button. Things like this are good to have at your house. They're good to have at your home. It's good to know the vital signs. I like working with physicians simply because you don't know what's going on inside a person's body unless you look. And we have technology that allows us to look. It's just that we have gotten to the point that we are not able to communicate with our physicians because our physicians are being undereducated. They are being taught to overcompensate with their medical care with writing prescriptions because the bottom line is these physicians get bonuses for the more prescriptions that they write. It's something in it for them for the amount of prescriptions that they write for certain medications. Okay, so don't just let a physician write you a prescription and start taking it just because. Some of these drugs that are on the market really do help people, but they only treat the symptom. They only treat the symptom. That's why you've got to be able to be strong enough in your mind to give your digestive tract a break and let it heal itself just like a scrape on your arm. And the only way to do that is to stop putting so much of the offenders. You can't put the offenders in there while you're trying to heal. To keep re-injuring the same injury. Because just like those fingers build calluses, so does your body. And then they start calling that something like a cancerous growth. As far as the herbs for cheap, now that we've got the safety out of the way, as far as the herbs for cheap, I have this huge container here. It is 1.9 liters, and this is my herbal tea. I drink one of these a day, at least. This is my sea moss. Sometimes I be feeling like I should just swap them. Sea moss, tea. I think I might do that tomorrow. Put my tea in this one. This one that is 1.2 liters, and put my sea moss in the 1.9 liter. Because the sea moss, yo, ooh, the sea moss. Because I drink so much sea moss in a day right now. Thank you, Mother Earth, for this sea moss. I have a blend of sea moss here in this jar. This is my sea moss. In here I have Irish moss, bladderwrack, kelp, and allspice. I have all of those mixed in here. I shake it up so I don't have to mix it every morning. If you don't have your stuff already ready to go, then you'll be feeling like, ugh. You can find sea moss online. You can find it on Amazon. You do not have to buy it from Dr. Sebi's website. You don't have to buy it on a specific website. Google search. I found some sea moss on Amazon. It wasn't that expensive. There's also purpleseamoss.com. There's an herbal shop that's in New York. There's an herbal shop. There's herb shops everywhere. I want to say that even when I went to the Healthy Home Market in Charlotte, that they had a huge selection of herbs. I can't remember if I saw the bladderwrack there though. But either way, it's very obtainable. It's not expensive. Then this is one of my favorites. This is one of my favorites. Everybody loves black seed oil. Black seed oil is freaking expensive, especially if you're like me. I am trying to get everybody in my house to take black seed or to take in a herb of some type. So it gets expensive to get the oil and try to get everybody up on the oil. So what I do is I have purchased the black seeds. I've purchased the black seeds, and it's got that distinctive smell. And what I did was I just took the seeds and I put them in the blender. I pulsed them in the blender and made it into this powder. I made it into a powder. And so I take about a teaspoon. I take anywhere from a teaspoon to a tablespoon, and I steep it in water for between 5 to 15 minutes. And then I strain this. I strain this away from the tea. And then I go about it as usual. I put my lemon juice. I put my agave or my prickly pear juice. Now, if you're not against eating honey, then fine. Dr. Sebi gave that there was a specific honey from a specific bee that Dr. Sebi did recommend, and that he did allow an audience to taste honey from a specific bee once. I saw it on one of the videos on YouTube. So it's up to you, really. Then you have options of buying bulk herbs. Now I found bulk Burdock. This is Burdock, and it was a pound. It's not anymore. And it's organic, and it's Frontier Co-op. I also saw dandelion root. I want to say that the organic dandelion root bulk on Amazon was less than $20 as well. And so Burdock is one of those herbs that Dr. Sebi always spoke about being electrical. He talks about how burdock grows wild all over Chicago. And while I'm up there visiting my family, I always look, and yes, It does grow wild. And Chicago has a lot of good herbs, and so does DC. You know, when I think of Washington DC, I always think of, you know, the city, the White House, a lot of people, a lot of condos, a lot of apartments, but there's a lot of places in that area up there that are just straight agriculture. There are a lot of wild, free growing herbs. Free. If you just pay attention, if you just look at it and appreciate it, they are growing free, wild, in abundance in so many places, and we just mistake it for weeds. Be mindful and educate yourself if you're trying to heal on a dime. Do not neglect the fact that your Mother Earth, is constantly sending dandelion to the earth. Okay, every time you walk past a yellow flower that is growing out in nature and it has the jagged long little leaves along with it, that is a dandelion. Great for digestive health. So you got all these options that can help you heal. Yeah, your discipline. And let us not forget the importance of your spiritual grounding. Your spiritual grounding. Now, I like stones. I like them. I do. I like stones. But I also like just spending time with myself, because I recognize myself and see myself as a crystal and something very precious. Cleanse your area. Cleanse your home. Energy cleanse yourself, spend time with yourself, nurture yourself. These are things that are going to provide the best healing. I know that our Divine Mother and Father, our Creator of all, the infinite being, the omnipotent one, the great one, the holy one, is always with us. We're never alone, even when we feel that we are. And when you're on a fasting journey and a healing journey and a detox journey and a cleansing journey, you can hit these spaces in your journey that make you feel as if, oh my goodness, this isn't going to work. I should just give up. But they that wait upon the Lord shall renew their strength. They shall mount upon wings like an eagle. They shall run and not be weary. So on and so on. So, love you guys. Hope to see you in the next video. Happy healing. Vibrate love. Vibrate well. See ya.